Welcome to Nexa Academy. When a lot of us first get into Bitcoin, we hear that it's all anonymous and super secure right out of the box. But is that really true? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on that idea. We'll look at the risks that aren't so obvious, and more importantly, show you exactly what you can do to protect yourself. So here's what we've got on tap. First, we're going to talk about the danger that's hiding in plain sight, something a lot of people miss. Then we'll get into the two main ways your privacy can be compromised. After that, it's all about solutions, how you can take back your privacy, how to lock down your keys, and we'll finish up with a solid checklist of best practices to keep your Bitcoin safe. All right, so first up, the default danger. Let's dig into a really common and honestly a pretty risky misconception about how Bitcoin works. So let me ask you, is your Bitcoin as private and secure as you think it is? A lot of people hear crypto and their mind immediately jumps to anonymous. But the thing is, with Bitcoin, that's just not the whole story. Real privacy and rock-solid security, they aren't things that just happen. They're something you have to actively build. And that's really the key takeaway here. Privacy and security in Bitcoin are not on by default. You have to be proactive. Protecting your identity, securing your funds, it's all on you. It's kind of like this. Bitcoin isn't a vault that's already locked for you. It's more like a top-of-the-line safe, but you're the one who has to set the combination and keep it secret. Okay, so if privacy isn't just handed to you, where are the leaks? Where can you be tracked? Well, let's get into the two main fronts where this can happen. So this really breaks down into two separate battlegrounds. On one hand, you've got network privacy. This is all about how you connect to the internet. Anyone watching your connection, like your internet provider, can see that your IP address is talking to the Bitcoin network, and that can link your real-world identity to your Bitcoin activity. Then, on the other hand, there's transaction graph privacy. The Bitcoin blockchain is a public book, right? Anyone can read it. They can analyze how coins move from one address to another, and over time start connecting the dots to build a pretty detailed picture of your financial history. Okay, so we've laid out the risks, but don't worry, it's not all bad news. The good news is there are some really powerful ways to fight back and reclaim your privacy. Let's jump into the actionable steps you can take. Here we've got a whole toolkit of privacy tips. Let's just touch on a few of the big ones. First, try to get your Bitcoin without going through KYC services. KYC stands for Know Your Customer, and it's basically where you have to give your ID. Once you do that, your real-world identity is forever linked to those coins. Next, a super simple but really effective habit. Use a brand new address for every single payment you receive. This makes it way harder for someone to just look at the blockchain and see all your transactions in one place. And for those who want to take it a step further, there are techniques like CoinJoin. Think of it like a mixing service. You and a bunch of other people put your coins into a collaborative transaction, and it becomes really, really hard to tell whose coin went where. All right, let's switch gears a bit. We've been talking a lot about privacy, which is about keeping your activity hidden. Now let's talk about the other side of the coin, security. This is all about one thing, making sure nobody can steal your Bitcoin and you don't accidentally lose it. And when it comes to security, it all boils down to this: protecting the seed phrase and private keys that control your Bitcoin. It's really that simple. Your private keys are what give you the power to spend your Bitcoin. If someone else gets their hands on them, they control your funds. It's game over. So protecting those keys has to be your absolute #1 priority. Okay, there's a super important concept you need to understand here. It's called a single point of failure, or SPOF for short. What is that? It's any single thing that, if it fails, the whole system collapses. In Bitcoin, that could be the one phone where your wallet is stored, or the single piece of paper where you wrote down your backup phrase. If that one thing is lost, stolen, or destroyed, you lose everything. So a huge part of good security is being a detective and hunting down these single points of failure in your own setup. So the big question is, how do we do that? How do we actually get rid of those single points of failure and build a defense that's truly strong? Let's get into some best practices. Think of this as your security checklist. First, always try to use well-tested open source hardware and software. Open source is great because it means lots of smart people have been able to look at the code and check for any sneaky bugs. Next, create backups of your seed phrase. This is your lifeline if your device breaks or gets lost. But remember, that backup is just as valuable as the original, so you have to protect it just as carefully. Also, consider looking into multi-signature setups. This is a fantastic way to eliminate single points of failure. And of course, keep your software updated just like you do with your phone or computer. And finally, if you can, use your own node to verify that the transactions you're receiving are legit. It's the ultimate way to not have to trust anyone else.
Now, if you use a hardware wallet, this next part is maybe the most important procedure you'll ever learn. Seriously, never skip this. When you go to send a payment, you'll see the address on your computer screen. But what if there's malware on your computer that secretly changes that address in the background? The magic of a hardware wallet is its little screen. That screen is totally isolated from your computer, so you have to carefully check that the address and the amount on that tiny screen match what you think you're sending. That screen is your source of truth.
All right, let's do a super quick recap of the big ideas here. First, Bitcoin is not private by default. You have to actively work at it. Second, you've got to protect yourself on two fronts, the network level and the transaction graph on the blockchain. Third, security all comes down to protecting your private keys from theft and loss. Fourth, your mission is to hunt down and get rid of single points of failure using things like backups and multi-sig. And last but not least, always verify transaction details on a trusted hardware device.
So now that you know the risks, the real question is, what's the first step you're going to take to improve your own Bitcoin security? Think about it, because in this space, knowing this stuff isn't just about being smart, it's about staying safe. If you found this helpful, subscribe for more concept explainers from Nexa Academy.